Going back to that, Tommy Fleetwood, how difficult was it when you went to Denmark to play in front of the home crowd? What was different about that?
Yeah, there's so many great things about it. You know, you feed off the crowd, and you can kind of, every time you stand over a putt, get the crowd. I always thought, if I hold this, I can get the crowds with me and we can have almost a party together. But when things start going wrong, you also have the other side of it. You feel like you're letting people down. So there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of feeling. You know, you see so many people you know in the crowds as well. So it's a balance.
Tyrrell Hatton just missing the green there on the right, but missing on the side where he's got some green to work with. Fowler tapping in for a bird. It's been a very good day for Ricky.
Gets him into the red for the championship.
He's got the tricky little 17th to come, but then the par 5 18th where you can make anything from an eagle to an 8, as he did earlier in the week. They're looking for something better today. So they're about ready to go at the 5th. That's how you do it if you're staying in one of these houses, by the looks of things. You climb up onto the roof with your outside chairs.
Quiet, please, guys. Thank you.
A tough tee shot here for Rahm at the 5th with the wind off the left, whole dog legs right to left. That bunker, that middle bunker, pot bunker 299, that's what he's going to be having to watch out for with this club, with the driver. But if he's going to go with a cut here, he's going to have to start this, my goodness, maybe even up the gorse line on the left-hand side, guys.
Well, that's where he's aiming.
That's going to go right over people's heads here, isn't it?
Pretty much looks like it from my vantage point.
He's going to buzz their towers right now.
Duck. Took that one high. Oh, this could be really good if it just settles a little bit on the cut.
Tough to tell where that one finished, but we'll let Aaron take a look in a moment. Okay, the first pairing has reached the 17th, the new look hole for this year at the championship. There's plenty of danger lurking, but it's not a difficult hole if you find the green here, Thomas.
No, I mean, it's a short hole and there's not that much wind out there today, so I mean, this should be straightforward for the players in these first groups.
Yeah, only 120 yards today, so that needs to settle down. That will wander off. And there it is, into that right bunker.
Close with his stance to that left side of the bunker, so we'll see.
Matt Fitzpatrick for birdie on 8. Some going up in that grandstand, warm their hands a little bit, doing it for the crowds.
Pretty tidy scorecard. 7 pars, birdie at the 8th.
And Schauffele at the 9th.
Par 3 today, playing at 212 yards. There you go. That gets him into the red.
Yeah, and as I said to you earlier, Cookie, you know, these guys are looking at Tommy Fleetwood, aren't they? They're looking at him as the leader. That's what they want. That's who they're trying to chase down. And then they hope that Brian Harman is gonna not have so good a day and come back to them and then make a tournament of it. It's difficult to get all the way up to somebody that's leading by that much.
For Wilson just coming back from the range there. He's off shortly. This is Alex Fitzpatrick, who is ahead of his brother in the draw for this round. He's playing his golf on the Challenge Tour. A lot of focus on his brother, but Alex is a very good player. Played in a couple of Walker Cups.
Played at Wake Forest in college golf and stand out there, so got to see him play quite a bit.
Probably could have got good odds on Alex beating Matt this week at the beginning of the week. Strange in some of his comments coming in, Matt Fitzpatrick, and he was really playing it down, saying that a top 30 would be a good result for him.
Well, he's been struggling, he says, a little bit with his game. He's not really finding his way with it. It's a lot better today than it has been for the last few weeks. But, yeah, you know, as a player, you just kind of, when you go through those periods, you really do just to kind of put it aside and go, okay, I'm building. And we all want to do great in the greatest championship, but if you're not in the right frame of mind, at the right place with your game, you still have to build, and then you kind of take yourself out of the equation.
Headed on a real nice line. Maybe half a club short, but that's okay.
Playing alongside Cam Smith. Good pairing for folks to come out and watch. Nice pairings in the early going. A lot of excitement and big name players in the first few groups. That's why there's so many people here early, I think. Even that first pairing of McIntyre and Fowler, and Scott and Scheffler in the second pairing, these two together, Sambo and Schauffele.
First 10 pairings, you had some power pairings out there, so what a great treat for the spectators to watch early in the morning. There's an interesting stat where Cameron has hit 4 of 8 greens, and 3 of those have been inside 20 feet, but this is a loose one up well out to the right.
Yeah, and it was a loose one. It didn't even look like his golf swing. It just looked like he was taking almost way too much of an iron shot there.
Ricky out of the bunker here.
You cannot see the putting surface, but does have a stance. Normally incredibly good with that club right there, but a little unsure. I don't think he caught it the way he wanted to. It sounded a little heavy. But when you can't see the putting surface and where you want your ball to land, it's just all feel.
How does that sand change with the rain?
Well, I think that the top part gets a little wet, but still kind of soft underneath. So you have to, and Thomas made the description earlier, you have to feel it kind of with your feet. And the top part's wet, bottom part or underneath is soft, so you really have to trust what you're feeling and still keep that speed up, because you can decel and hit it a little bit heavy like Ricky did right there.
Patrick Cantley, he has gotten himself back to level par for the tournament. This is to go into red figures.
Danny Willett at the 10th for a birdie. It'll be his second birdie of the day.
That's a brave outfit for today, that. All white. You put it like that, though, it's a nice outfit to have on. I'm not sure that's going to be all white by the end of the day.
Certainly not the bottom of the trousers. Pretty muddy in parts out there once you get into the spectator walkways. The golf course is still in immaculate condition. Fowler now to save par.
And a clean scorecard so far. 4 birdies on the card, no bogeys. Those are so important in the championship, is par saves late in the round, early in the round, or middle of the round. Keep a good round going, give you a little more confidence. Has a par 5 coming up. That was a big putt.
It's been a bit of a wait here at the 5th there, Aaron, for him.
A little bit of a wait. They actually finished up quicker than I thought they would. 243 yards out of a decent lie in this right rough. Just needs to shoot it right between the 2 pot bunkers. Maybe carried about 225, 230 yards. This one farther out to the right towards that right pot bunker. Oh, and that Let's hope that rolled back away from the face.
Big drive from John Rahm, but close to that bunker.
He surprised me.
Is he just short of it?
No, it actually snuck right in.
Yeah, but to risk to give myself a 35 pitch shot. It's the wrong play. This is the right play. Anything past this crosswalk here, all right?
The good news is that he's far enough back to where this is one of the first balls in any of these pot bunkers I can think of this week that I've seen anybody with the ability to advance it. He can actually advance this a little bit. That was well done.
He's caddy Adam Hayes. Don't take too much on. This is the right play. Just over that crosswalk. Don't take too much on. You gotta take your medicine. You just get, sometimes you get this false sense of I can do a bit with this one, and then that's when real trouble arises.
And he's got a little bit of frustration going, just having good birdie opportunities missed, not playing his best Thursday, Friday, feeling like you have to press the issue a little bit, but to keep the discipline and the patience, just to chip it down the fairway, give yourself a wedge.
Cam Smith just missed the green here to the right on 9. This is pretty straightforward, to be honest. The bunker was never really in his thought, so you can just pop it onto the green and roll it up there.
Louis Oosthuizen had a couple of bogeys early in the round, but birdied the 5th and the 6th, and he's got this for a birdie at the 7th.
Give it.
That fits for the birdie at 9. Rahm.
.124 for Rahm. He just cut over this bunker, and with the softness of the greens, I believe he can get this close. Wind off the left, just a gap wedge.
Nice play there. I think hole high. Give himself about 10 feet.
Par putt here for Cam Smith.
Solid stroke. Deflection on the left to right, but he head stayed down well through the stroke. And that's good up and down for Cam Smith.
Okay, to the 18th. Ricky Fowler got a nice round going. Let's see what he does here.
Slightly different wind direction this morning. It's been downwind out of the left. Now it's into the wind out of the right. Out of bounds down the right. So that was safety first. Missed it wide enough to the left. He's going to be in where the spectators have walked, and it'll be a clean lie. Be able to advance it down the fairway.
At the 10th. Schauffele left off the tee.
Tee moved up at the 10th today about 20 yards. So it's playing incredibly difficult.
Patrick Reed for a birdie. seen some players arriving, and in the penultimate pairing today, it will be Minwoo Lee and Seb Straka. There's Minwoo arriving 2 hours and 50 minutes ahead of his tee time. 12:40. Benan, who made his way into the championship courtesy of his finish last week at the Genesis Scottish Open alongside Oliver Wilson. Great story, Oliver battling away, long-time player on the DP World Tour. Thomas Dietrich playing his golf on the PGA Tour, playing alongside Abraham Anser. At 1 o'clock it'll be Alex Noren and Marcel Siem, a couple of veteran European players with a lot of experience. You have to feel like Alex Noren, the next step in his career would be a major championship victory. A Masters champion in Hideki Matsuyama playing alongside Victor Hovland. They're off at 1:10 so in 40 minutes time. Tom Kim, whose career really came alive after his play in Scotland last year at the Genesis Scottish Open. He plays alongside Alexander Bjork today. And these grandstands will be packed. The man from Southport, just 20 miles north of here, and he will have so much support as he makes his way around the golf course today. Out to number 5 and Rahm for birdie.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity for Rahm, little left to righter. It's in the heart, great decision out of the bunker. In the fairway, set himself up for a great wedge shot, and that's a good birdie.
Very disciplined fifth hole play there by Jon Rahm. Could have taken different chances, but
so those are the tee shots of Ricky Fowler over the 3 days. And you can see he made triple from the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't hit the fairway. That looks a tough one over there in round 2. You made par from there. It's a tough hole. This is it's all about commitment. It's all about picking your lines and making the right decisions in your head.
Bob McIntyre is going to go first here with his second. Where's that going?
Trying to dig it out of that rough, and
I told you it was coming right at us.
going well to the left over there by the grandstands.
So the out of bounds snakes all the way down the right side of this hole, and it actually goes into the grandstand. And if you hit it into the grandstand on the right, it is still out of bounds. So it's a strange way that out of bounds plays. Now Fowler.
Just going for the layup here for Ricky Fowler up to the corner, and that's perfect. That's exactly what he was trying to do. That sets him up for a nice shot into the green.
Gary Woodland was over there early in the week, tried to hit, well, what was it? I think it was a fairway metal, and it hit the fence. Ricky's in amongst the crowd here. He's got to get back over the barrier.
I was about to say, he might need a different ticket to get back on the golf course.
I was going to say, you better have his player badge on, or some of the security may not let him through.
You would hurdle those in your prime, wouldn't you, Thomas? Just go right over the top.
Definitely. Yeah. This is just one easy step, that.
To the tee at the 10th. And Fitzpatrick.
See where they've moved the tee up a little bit, but still playing 484 yards right into the teeth of the wind. Well, that's a little sliver of a fairway. It might just get through. He'll be behind some mounds now, and he won't be able to see the putting surface from there, but maybe a mid-iron into the screen.
Looking down on the 6th tee.
Yeah, I think it's the low 80s. It's a little cool, heavy air. As long as it's on it, it's stock temperature. Yeah, I think stock temperature. Yeah, we're aggressive with it, man. Finishing right on it. Yeah, if it gets to good high, it's fine. Correct. High enough. That's right.
Got 196 back there, and I'm thinking if it says if Adam Hayes is telling him if it gets to pin high, you're fine. That's definitely the 6-iron. And it is. So this is going to be full bore. Taking the back out of play with this club as well.
Sí, señor.
Pretty much what he was trying to do. Out of the green. Not messing about.
Adam Scott has reached the 17th tee. Playing with Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, level par today, Adam Scott. It's been a bit of everything for him. That's a good shot. Anything on that green, the players are happy with this week, I think.
Oh, birdie for Ricky Fowler, and it will be a round of 66, one off the low for the championship.
I'm just having a look, see, I'll be on later. I'm not swapping with Benny. This is what's called a world feed, so everybody gets it.
Pin way in the back. 151. See the wind is blowing a little bit out of the right. Maybe a little hurt.
Pause. Push it. Come on, Wayne.
Got it out to the right. We'll move it back to the left a little. Just off the edge of the green.
The head's in his line. Tough to tell how close it is to those sprinkler heads. It needs to be within a couple of club lengths. Let's go to the 10th.
This is just open the face, pop it onto the front of the green and roll it down to the hole. Should be straightforward, this.
We hold one from off the green today, Shoffley. That was at the 7th. The first, Adrian Moronk.
Beautiful tee shot way down there. Just a little wedge into this first hole.
This guy's a good player. This guy has a great future. He really, I mean, I've watched him over the last 2 or 3 seasons. He's coming on, improving week by week, month by month. He's just becoming better and better and better, and loving playing in the big championships. He has a good future ahead of him.
5-shot lead for Brian Harman, the record 9 shots back in 1934. It was Sir Henry Cotton, but it is still a sizable lead for the man from the state of Georgia in the US. Through a few pages of scores here. And these players going out early today, trying to give themselves a chance tomorrow, and a lot is going to depend on how Brian Harman handles the Saturday pressure, leading a major championship. He's been at the top of a major championship leaderboard before. That was in 2017 at the US Open at Erin Hills. Led going into the final day. It was Brooks Koepka that took the title there, winning by 4 in the end. There's Adrian Moronk there, 1 over par. And here he is for a birdie at the first.
Good opportunity here for Aaron. Right at hole high. Might move a little left at the end. Good aggressive putt. Over read. Comfortable start.
It's kind of a blind second shot here, Thomas, isn't it, at 10?
Yeah, it is, and it's, you know, just kind of picking out something behind there. That's my line. Maybe not the flag line, but something else. This is above his feet, though. It's a difficult one for him to hold up like he likes to do. Just turns it a little bit and gets a bit of extra distance. That comes back on the green.
Yeah, it's really steep there at the back.
It is. It sits really nicely, the screen, even though it's a little bit blind. It sits nice in those dunes. It's an inviting golf shot, I always think.
Back over to the 6th, and John Rahm.
As the rain is just starting to spit again on us. Lightly, but the I would imagine some umbrellas are going to come back up here soon for the fans out here. Coming up this slope, this hole is located in a very strange spot today on 6. It's just kind of up on top of a little knob where it looks like it almost falls off in every direction. So tricky read coming up this slope right in front of him.
He's given himself a lot of looks already today, Cookie.
That he has, and everyone that hasn't gone in has done just that. Kind of high line, just burning the edge. This is where patience plays a big factor. His speed has been great. These have been his second putts have been from a foot just past the hole. He had that nice putt there at the 5th. You just feel like you see one go in, it's going to start to kind of develop, multiply perhaps. Just have to stay patient. It's tough to do, Tom, as we know. This game, you feel like everything, your golf swing is there and you're hitting quality shots but just not making anything.
Yeah, this is where top players kind of differentiate themselves from the rest, is that when they have been tested on that patience, they kind of stay with it and they don't let anything face them, and then the birdies come to them at the end of the round and they get something good out of it. The one thing that you can't allow to happen is a bogey or two that sneaks in because you're impatient, and the whole round just falls apart in front of you, and then it leaves you nowhere.
Giving himself a good look here at a tough hole, Cameron Smith.
Yeah, good second into this long par 4 10th. Oh, the way he just holds that putter at the finish, just does no recoil at all. The putter head just finishes and stops right there. A little bit of a misread, but the pacing was perfect.
Here's the man at number 6 in the official World Golf Rankings. It's on the Schauffele.
Trying to press the issue on the 11th. Didn't drive her all the way down to the bottom of the hill in that little bowl. That's well done. Turns this into a real nice birdie opportunity at the 11th.
Now Fitzpatrick. A similar line here to the one he just saw.
He was in having a quick look at Cam Smith's putt, and he just forgot to hit that one. Oh, it's right in the middle of the hole, that.
Check in with Louis Oosthuizen. He's had a couple of birdies already today, and a good chance at 7. This is for birdie at 8. And oh no!
Take your time.
Yeah,
take your time. Looks like half of the ball is hanging over the edge.
Oh, he's giving it a good look. Depends which way the wind's blowing, I suppose.
If it was blowing like it was on Thursday and Friday, it might be strong enough to blow that one in easily.
Not to be for the champion golfer of the year from 2010 at St Andrews.
Well, here's younger brother Fitzpatrick on hole number 3 for birdie. Excellent shot in here. That's good. Very well done. That's a lovely birdie for him. Good start. Par birdie.
Patrick Cantley, number 4 in the world. Yes, to get to red figures.
Really good opportunity there at 16, and takes advantage. Gets him into red figures.
It's been a little bit of a wait for Ricky Fowler at the 18th hole because Bob McIntyre had that ruling to the left of the grandstand, but now Ricky with a chance to finish with a birdie, and this will be around 5 under par if it goes in.
Very confident stroke. Great pacing there for Ricky. Fine round of golf to start the weekend.
What do you think, Thomas? He still has a chance?
Well, it depends on Brian Harman. Anyway, at the moment he's 9 shots behind. He could be 10, 11 shots behind by the end of the day, and then obviously that's too much to ask. But it really is down to one person if he's in this. If it comes back to leading score about 7 or 8, where you say he has any chance to get in this, he's playing very well. He's very confident. He looks great out there. A bit disappointed probably with the last hole there, not making 4 up the last and not making birdie on 15 as well. So, but a great round of golf, and that's all you can ask of him. Get back to under par today.
And we always think back to 1999 and Paul Lawrie, who was 10 behind starting the final day. Of course, we all know what happened to Jean Van der Velde on the 72nd. Anything is possible. Bob McIntyre with a 5 at the last. It's a round of 73 for the Scotsman. But the early story has been Ricky Fowler and his 67 going out in the first pairing on Saturday. And we'll show you some highlights from Ricky, starting with his birdie at the second.
Yeah, he was heavily raining at this time of the day this morning, and that was an excellent shot in there. He converted it nicely.
Approach here at the 4th.
Yeah, took advantage of the conditions, firing right at this back right pin, right into the wind, and holds it right there perfectly.
Had a run of 7 straight pars, and then this at the 12th.
Yeah, this was a tough hole yesterday. It's a little bit easier playing downwind today. Lovely roll there. Confident about the speed.
You mentioned not taking advantage of the par 5 15th. He did have this at 16.
Yeah, the long 16th, but playing downwind out of the left. Has just a short wedge. Beautifully well played.
So Ricky Fowler at 1 under par. And in a tie for 11th right now.
Yeah, his lunch would be good over there in the player facility now. He'll be sit down and just watch a bit of golf and just hope that he's somewhere near and have a chance tomorrow.
Schauffele out at the 11th, his second.
Aggressive tee shot with driver at the 11th, just leaves him a little pitch. The ball's kind of skidding and then spinning, and what a nice play there for Xander Schauffele.
This is Scotty Scheffler with his 3rd shot at the 18th.
Well, that's pretty straightforward. This landed a couple of yards short and bounce it up to that hole. We'll go out to 7. We'll find Tyrrell Hatton for birdie on the 7th. Down the hill.
Take a look at where John Rahm and Sungjae Im have driven it at the 7th.
Just through the fairway on the left, both of them. John Rahm a little bit further through the fairway.
Sungjae Im drew definitely the better of the 2 lies. John's going to have some guesswork to do. Sungjae's going to be able to get this on the back of the ball a little bit more. 178 is what I have him at, or excuse me, 181 for Sungjae Im is what I have him at. Got to be careful of a little bit of a flyer here.
There is some room between the bunker and the pin position back there in the back left. Just into that first cut left of the flag. See what kind of shot he wants to play. A lot of options.
All right. Oh, this guy's got it. Yeah. Like you said, it's going to come out high in this spin, so it should be perfect.
175 for John Rahm, and the lie where the ball's lying looks good. He can get it on the back of the club. It's the tuft of grass that's going to grab the hosel to the left that he has to watch out for. So hang on a little bit stronger with those left three fingers in the left hand. He did that. This out to the right.
Pretty good play off of that lie. It didn't look like it was that easy.
It looked like he was on a lot of an upslope there too. Oh, it was good to throw it high up in the air. Yeah, good shot from John Rahm. Brooks Koepka on 17 for birdie. Not been the week for Brooks so far. He brings him back to 2-0 for the day, 5-0 for the championship. And that's not where he's used to finding himself.
Adam Scott and Scotty Scheffler playing together today. Adam Scott found the grandstand on the left with his second. Dropped it in one of the drop zones and chipped to here. So he has this for a birdie.
This to finish in the red for the day.
'23rd start in the Open for Adam Scott. Come close to being the champion golfer of the year. 5 top 10s, including 4 in a row from 2012 to 2015. And he had that near miss in 2012. Close in 2013 when he was tied for third, tied for fifth. Scheffler for birdie.
A nice birdie from Scotty Scheffler up the last. It's been a disappointing 3 days for him. I'm sure he'll come out and try and put in a good performance tomorrow to finish off his Open Championship.
Brian Harman will play at 3:30 this afternoon in the final pairing. He looks pretty relaxed as he strides in.
He doesn't change expression much. He kind of looks like that all the time.
It's one of the greatest tee times in golf, but it's also one of the worst as a player. There's a long way to that tee time, and especially on Saturday where it's a little bit later than it is on Sunday. You just hang around and you get nervous and you get thinking. There's a lot of things to do before you can tee off at 3:30, that's for sure.
Roman Langas himself an amateur champion in his amateur days back in 2015. 70 and 74 over the first 2 days, and you can see a nice start today. So Matt Fitzpatrick has had to take a penalty drop here. This is his third at the 11th. Drove in an unplayable lie.
Looks like you might get out of there with a par.
That's the danger of being aggressive off that tee. Corey Connors at the 5th for a birdie. Playing in his 4th Open Championship, finished tied 15th a couple of years ago.
Part of that game gets heated up with Corey Connors. He's such a good ball striker.
2-time Open champion Porter Carrington not having the best of days, but this is for birdie all the way around the hole. He still smiles. He still smiles. Got a nice week coming up next week. British Senior Open down at Royal Porthcawl.
Wouldn't bet against him, would you?
Now him, Stuart Sink, and they can stay at home for all I care.
Are you playing next week, Thomas?
I am. So, and they can take Steve Stricker with them as well, please.
Kepka now in his second at 18.
Giving this a go. This is full send. 6:15 into the wind. And that's the Brooks Koepka that we've seen a lot of in these major championships. Aggressive.
Now John Rahm off the back of the 7th. Not the worst place to miss it today, Cookie.
No, not at all. Just kind of goes up that slope. How far is it, the 7th? Or always good.
Now over to the 12th, and Schauffele for a birdie.
Yeah, this is a long way away, but up that hill, not his best.
I'll take you through the field here, and those players out on the golf course. Also going to welcome back into the commentary box Andrew Beef Johnston and Nicholas Colsarts. And Cameron Smith. Done there.
He's bowled a fair bit of distance with that club in the last couple of years, Cameron Smith.
And I'm going to make way for Alison Whittaker in a second.
Let's see if Koepka can have a nice finish, make his lunch taste a bit better. Nearly there. Lovely putt.
Now Zemda for par on 12. Shouldn't move much this. Having a good round, Zender. It's 4 under today.
To the final hole for Patrick Cantlay. Chance for a final dash of red. It's been very good today. 4 under par, blemish free. The other par 5s.
Yeah, when you just make the cut on the mark, all you can do is try and get out on that Saturday nice and early and put a score on the board and potentially hope the weather moves in or something, or the wind picks up and people move back. And that is all you can do. Isn't that right, Nick?
Yeah, sometimes you get out on a Saturday like this and you feel fine. There's the stress of the cut that's a little bit down, and who knows where this man is going to finish coming Sunday night.
for the lowest round of the day.